Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I'm so excited to welcome Lori Rubin to the show. Professional makeup artist, lash and brow expert, author, incredible mother. I don't know how you stayed balanced in Beverly Hills for as long as you did, but you have got something figured out.
I really love what I do, and that is a big deal. Makeup industry has changed over the years dramatically. So I've just recently started doing microblading. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know of it.
For the
these
eyebrows,
ladies.
is that microblading?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a tattooing.
Tattooing your brows, all the rage, right?
Right, but it's very natural looking.
Well, and that's what I love about you is that you're very committed to enhancing everyone's natural beauty as opposed to masking it covered in makeup. That's not your MO.
I don't do that. People don't really want to look like a transvestite. Your makeup is insanely beautiful.
Thank you.
Just to be a prettier version of yourself, just to make you feel good and confident. And that's what I notice when I do women's makeup is they come in and they're like, these bags, and I feel so awful. And I'm like, got this. Don't you worry. And then we talk, while you're talking, you're touching, you're getting into someone's head, and they start telling you things, like everything.
Now, why is that? I mean, it's the same with makeup artists, hairdressers. Next thing you know, you're just pouring your soul to these people.
Pouring your souls, and it's quite amazing. I've been really known not to really go forth and tell other people everybody else's business. I really want people to trust me, whether it's a celebrity, because I've had some pretty big celebrities, and I hear them talking on the phone to all these other really huge people. I don't really tell who is what. It's very sacred to me. But then when they leave, and they're like, oh my God, I look so pretty, and then all of a sudden they're shining and they walk out completely different stature and stride than they came in. So it really is,
That is
kind
beauty
of
from
rewarding in that way.
Yes, beauty from the inside out.
Tell us a little bit about your journey. And I mean, you wrote all these books, you're doing all this stuff. What's the biggest inspiration? Tell us a little bit about your journey.
This book is called Inspired by You. My inspiration comes from the person in front of me. Everybody's my Buddha. I sink into whatever anybody else is inspired by, and I then get inspired and pass it on.
So true.
Circles.
Love the saying, if you can't see God in all, you can't see God at all. So wonderful.
Right. Beautiful.
And this is a collection of poems.
This is, but the special thing about this book is that my daughter, at the time, she did all the art in the book. This she did when she was 7. And then all the art in the book, which is, you can flip through, is absolutely beautiful. So I wanted to do combination. I was a single mom. So just combining her with, she didn't care. Mom, whatever, whatever. But one day, she's gonna have these books, this one too, and be like, my mom included me in her soul journey. And I thought that was really an important message for me to give her. That she meant the world to me, and that, she's number one and always will be. And I wanted to include her in whatever I did. So this is just from, she did that when she was 5.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
And I said, honey, what is that? And she said, it's a little girl with her soul rising up to God.
Oh my gosh.
Right, goosebumps,
Yes.
right? So I said, call it Soul Rising. And the first poem is called Soul Rising.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it really is. It was
love
just
that.
so special. And then I went through some, as we all do, darkness, trauma, drama, whatever you want to call it. She was going off to college. My longtime boyfriend and I broke up, and there I was. Hey, what am I going to do? I'm looking around going, I'm alone. And you do sometimes feel alone, and you get dark and insecure. You have to self-talk, and you can even go into depression, which sadness, depression, there's a fine line. And I found a transformational life coach. Didn't know what that meant, but I didn't care, because that was like my last step to sanity. And I went up a lot of stairs to his, it's not on there, I thought it was, to his office, and he answered the door, and all of a sudden I felt completely different. Like I knew something was going to happen in that room. And I didn't know what transformational life. I just thought it was some guy that everybody said was a good therapist, good life coach. And it was something that I never expected. I didn't expect mysticism. I didn't expect my mind to be tapped open and to be able to go to other dimensions and like really getting high up there out of my body. And my soul just started shining and shining. Each time I saw him, I was getting healthy. Within a month, I was back to normal.
Wow. Was it his presence or was it a process that he took you through?
It's a lot of processes. It's his presence. He's a master, a shaman, if you will. Coot Blackson, I might as well say his name.
I know Coot.
You know Coot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very well.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, then you know about his Bali trip.
Yeah. I've met with High Priestess Alit down there as well. Wonderful work.
Goosies again. Really incredible. I started to write when I was seeing him, and it was another book. It's not published yet. And it was about my work with him based on me. And that book is finished. But then, after the Bali trip that I went on, which is a transformational travel trip, 22 people from around the world go, and when I talk about skipping dimensions, you know what I'm talking about.
Did you go to her new ashram? Was it built then? When did you go?
I went about 5 years ago now, 6 years ago.
She probably was just building it, still in
Yeah.
the building process.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Most incredible. I mean, it was like I was seeing cartoons, and there was no drugs involved. So it was like you're out there.
It's real.
It's real. That, and I mean, who needs drugs?
Yeah.
And you can get to that place
Yeah.
without them.
You're in the ethers.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it to Bali. I've never been, but I'd like to try.
You got to do it this way. Anyhow, after that book, I finished it. This book popped out of me. Literally, it was supposed to be the sequel, but it turned into the first one. And this one is like, from the first one, it's like 30 years in the future. So it goes back on the next book, and this became the first book.
Oh, wow.
And it's mystical, spiritual, supernatural, but it's mainstream. It deals with death, it deals with afterlife, it deals with the mysticism and the spirituality, and it's supernatural. But again,
I think it's interesting though, and we're running out of time a little. We don't have too much more time, but I think it's fascinating is that here you are as a woman that's a single mom going through real stuff, does her awakening process, and yet you still are in the material world doing cosmetics and things like that. And I have to say that as somebody who is very committed to my spiritual practice, I have a hard time sitting in the chair of somebody doing my hair or makeup hasn't done their work, because their consciousness and where it pulls my conversation is like down.
Gotcha.
And it's very important who I'm surrounding myself, even the people that are doing that part.
Energy.
It's so important. So I love that you are still doing that work and holding that consciousness for women sitting
I
in the
had to
chair.
really integrate back into LA. I was way up there. To come back.
It's hard. It's slamming back
Really,
down.
do I have time to talk about this really quickly?
Yes, of
This is
course.
my children's book, which is inspirational about loving yourself, which what I found very interesting about it is I had women buying this book for women in their 40s, 50s. It reminds you to love yourself. Again, my daughter, the artist, the illustrator,
So sweet.
she's also a very deep individual. And proud of this. I had a lot of little kids writing to me, thanking me, taking that to school, having it read at school. A lot of bullying going on, a lot of taunting, tormenting. Very rewarding when the little kids call.
Thank you so much for
Thank
all your work.
you. Thank you.
Where can people find you?
Well, a lot of places. There's LoriRubin.com for makeup. There's the xboxnovel.com, journeytoyourBigHeart.com, my browseease.com.
Wow.
I'm also an artist, so LoriRubinArt.com.
Wow. Right here in Beverly Hills. Thank you,
Thank you so
Lori. We
much.
appreciate your
I'm sorry.
time and your light. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.